Have you ever wondered what truly happens in a woman's mind when you suddenly disappear? Not for a few hours, but when you completely vanish from her world? No calls, no texts, just silence. At first, she may act like nothing's changed. She posts a smiling selfie, laughs with friends, and convinces herself she's fine. But beneath that surface confidence, something begins to unravel. Every woman reacts differently, yet the psychology behind it follows a familiar rhythm. Day by day, her emotions shift, from shock to confusion, from ego to longing, from anger to realization, and that's where Stoicism reveals its truth. Sometimes silence speaks louder than anything you could ever say. When you disappear not to manipulate but to regain your peace, the energy you once gave freely now echoes in her mind. What follows isn't just missing. It's the slow psychological collapse of comfort, control, and ego. So let's go deep, day by day, into what truly happens in her heart and mind when you disappear. Day 1, the shock. The first day of your disappearance feels like a glitch in her reality. She's used to your presence, your good morning texts, your reliability, the comfort of knowing you're always around. When that suddenly stops, her brain scrambles for answers. At first, she tells herself it's nothing. He's probably busy. But beneath that, thought is discomfort, a strange emptiness she can't explain. She refreshes her messages, checks your social media, wondering if something happened. This isn't love yet, it's ego confusion. Her mind is used to a certain pattern and your absence breaks it. Psychologically, it's called intermittent reinforcement. Withdrawal. When someone loses an expected reward, the brain panics. For you, it's just silence. But to her, that silence becomes loud. Every minute you don't respond plants a seed of uncertainty. She starts to question not just your behavior, but her own value. Did I do something wrong? And that's where your power quietly begins. Not in words, but in detachment. A Stoic man knows that silence isn't weakness. It's awareness of the realization that you don't need to chase what's already fading. Day 2, the ego fight. By the second day, her calm facade starts to crack. She tries to act unbothered, but her mind is restless. The ego takes control now, and ego hates to lose. She starts creating stories. He's probably playing games. Or worse, maybe he's moved on. These aren't conclusions, they're defenses. She's trying to protect her pride. Yet deep down she's unsettled, because your silence doesn't fit the image she had of you. When you disappear, you remove her emotional safety net. And in that vacuum, her mind turns inward, obsessing, analyzing, rationalizing. She starts texting her friends for advice, trying to decode your silence like a secret message. This is when she starts to realize something she never expected. She was never in control of this connection as much as she thought. The Stoic truth here is simple. When you stop reacting, you reveal who truly holds emotional power. Your calmness now feels mysterious to her. The more she tries to understand it, the deeper she falls into confusion. And that confusion isn't just about you. It's about her losing grip on her own narrative. Day 3, the rationalization. By the third day, the rationalization begins. She tells herself she's over it. She tells her friends, he's not my type anyway. But the more she says it, the less she believes it. This is classic cognitive dissonance, when words and emotions no longer align. She's trying to convince her mind to forget what her heart can't ignore. She scrolls through old messages, replays the last conversation, looking for closure that never came. Now she's missing not just your attention, but your emotional presence. She remembers your tone, your humor, your calm energy. She misses the feeling of being understood, something rare in a world full of shallow connections. This is when your silence turns into curiosity. You've become the unsolved puzzle her ego can't figure out. And the harder she tries to forget you, the deeper she goes into the emotional trap of mystery. From a Stoic view, this is where most men fail. They break the silence too early, craving reassurance. But the Stoic man stays still, because he understands that detachment isn't cruelty. It's clarity, and clarity always exposes truth. Day 4, the void. On the fourth day, the silence transforms into a void. She wakes up and checks her phone instinctively. No message. No sign of you. That subtle panic begins to rise. It's not about missing attention anymore. It's about missing emotional stability. You were her mirror, her comfort zone. And when that mirror disappears, she's forced to confront herself. That's the hardest part. Not losing you, but losing the version of herself that existed when you were around. She might distract herself with friends, post something to get your attention, or pretend she's fine, but inside her emotions are unraveling. She feels the absence more deeply now. It's in the quiet moments, when she's alone, when the laughter fades, that your silence starts echoing the loudest. This is the moment of truth for her psychology. She starts wondering, what if I pushed too far? What if he really doesn't come back? And for you, this is where stoic control becomes your weapon. You've stopped needing her validation, and she can feel that shift. True power isn't about control over others. It's about control over yourself. Day 5, the reflection. By the 5th day, the emotional wall begins to crack. Her pride is losing strength, and what replaces it is reflection. She begins replaying old memories, the good ones, the deep conversations, the warmth she once felt. The memories that once felt ordinary now feel precious. She begins to realize how much you added to her emotional world. Psychologically, this is when guilt mixes with nostalgia. She starts to recognize the imbalance, or how much you gave, and how much she took for granted. It's no longer about who's right or wrong. It's about what was lost. She rereads your old texts, notices how patient you were, and finally understands what she dismissed. That's the quiet punishment of your absence. It forces her to see the truth without you ever saying a word. For you, this is the essence of Stoicism. Detachment isn't indifference. It's self-respect. You've chosen peace over chaos. And now she's starting to understand the difference between a man who reacts and a man who reflects. Day 6, the emotional spiral. By day 6, she's emotionally drained. She's tried ignoring, distracting, and rationalizing, but nothing works. Now she's spiraling. Every song, place, or word reminds her of you. She compares other men, but none match your calm presence. Her emotions swing between anger, sadness, and longing. She might reach out subtly, a like, a story reply, hoping for your reaction. But your silence speaks louder. It reminds her that what she lost can't be replaced. While she spins in emotion, you stay centered, calm, grounded, stoic, because letting go doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you stop letting chaos control you. Day 7. The realization. By day 7, clarity hits her. She realizes your silence wasn't anger or pride, and it was peace. You didn't vanish to play games. You walked away to protect your energy. Now she sees the strength behind your calm. You stopped proving your worth and chose dignity instead. And that silence, it became unforgettable. She may never admit it, but she respects you because every woman remembers the man strong enough to walk away. Your silence wasn't absence, it was transformation. By losing her, you found yourself. Conclusion. When you disappear, it's not about games. It's about returning to your nature. A man who leads himself first. You can't build peace in chaos, and you can't be valued where you're not respected. Each day of silence isn't about punishing her. It's about reminding yourself that your energy is sacred, that the man who controls his emotions controls his life. Women sense that power. They feel it even through the quiet. And in that silence, they realize something no argument could ever teach them, that a stoic man doesn't need to be seen to be felt. And with that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.